to the School of Code. It's time to resume our learning on Zoom. Get out the breakout rooms and get
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. We very much appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and see what all of the boot campers here at School of Code have been working on. Our team is called POWAgile Rangers, and we have created a platform called POWAgile, where you can run agile rituals in a remote setting. My name is Carol Preet, and I used to work in finance, but now I code so I can get into tech and build a career for life.
Hey everyone, I'm Stefan. I used to work in design and marketing, but now I use code to design and create products that are so good they could almost market themselves.
Hey everyone, I'm Daniela. I used to work in organic food industry, directing different members of the supply chain to get their products organic certified. Now at School of Code, I hope to broaden my horizon and change my career into a new direction.
Hey everyone, I'm Tommy. I recently graduated with a degree in chemistry, and technology is a huge hobby of mine. Computers and I have great chemistry, so I joined the School of Code to spin that hobby into a career.
Hey, and I'm John, and I worked for 10 years building exciting and beautiful gardens for people, but now I'm here exploring the tech landscape and growing my skills for the future.
So, due to the global pandemic in 2020, many of us now work from home, and it's safe to say that as more and more of the offices close their doors, remote working is going to be here to stay, unfortunately. Our brief was to make it as easy as possible to perform remote rituals in a remote setting.
So before trying to offer solutions to our brief, we decided to conduct a market research to find out the impact of moving to remote working and the problems users face when performing agile rituals. It was interesting to see that many of the tech team reported similar problems. We found that most of the team sizes were between 6 and 10 people, and over 50% of the team we asked said that stand-ups and retros were the most difficult rituals to perform remotely.
So the main issues with the rituals were communicating effectively, keeping the team engaged, and structuring the meetings as well, where team members are often spread over different time zones. And we found similar issues within our team as well throughout our project. But currently, remote rituals are generally held using a video conference platform such as Zoom. And as you may know, users regularly talk over each other. It can be hard to organize a ritual, and it's even harder to keep everything engaging too.
So the target market for our research were tech teams that were performing agile rituals regularly. We created some user personas to reflect the group, and we wanted to include the facilitators, some async workers, and also new team members that might be using agile for the first time. So by solving the many different user problems, the product is accessible for any new teams that were looking to implement agile into their workflow. And throughout the project, we referred back to these user personas to ensure that the product solved their specific issues. We want to show you a typical user journey now and some of the extra features, so let's see it in action.
Great, so let's jump into our live demo. First, when I land on the website as a user, I'm presented with a homepage, which briefly explains the mission statement, and it presents the tools that are available to me.
So to solve the problems we previously mentioned, we created a platform to help teams run well-organized and structured remote agile rituals that allow real-time team collaboration. So the first tool we created was a stand-up tool that is designed to enhance video meetings. We wanted this tool to be available ad hoc, so you don't have to log in. As soon as you land on the homepage, you can just get started right away.
Great, so I'll get started with the stand-up tool right now, and I'll access it directly from clicking on the button on the homepage. From the next screen, I can review some brief instructions, such as what a stand-up is, how long it lasts, what kind of questions are asked, and more.
More experienced users can skip this step and just get started.
Great. From the next screen, I can choose my timing, so how many seconds I want each participant to speak for. Let's say I'll go for 30. I can pick my time between speakers. Let's go for 3 seconds. And I can see that the platform here recommends at least 5. And I'll go ahead and add my meeting participants as well.
So the minutes per participant and time between speakers are set at a default as per our recommendation, but they can be adjusted to suit the needs of your team. Towards the bottom of the screen, you can see how long the meeting will take based on the time you have entered. And this will solve the problems of meetings running over, and you will also have a clear understanding of how long this meeting will last, just to give you that little bit of extra structure you may need in your day.
Before getting started, I'm prompted to share my screen, and then I can click on the Start Stand-Up button. Once the stand-up starts, each user is given a brief time to prepare before their turn starts. Then our favorite party parrot helps participants keep track of time. You can also pause and unpause. And we keep track of pauses using the data to adapt to longer or shorter stand-ups. You'll see the 3 cards that advance, letting you know which questions you should roughly be covering in the time given. And in a nutshell, this is our stand-up tool. So now our team is going to run you through what a quick stand-up looks like using our tool.
Hey, as an accomplishment, yesterday we spent the evening testing the WebSockets of our backend for demo day, making sure they work perfectly. Today we'll be showing you a demo of our retro tool, which we can't wait for you to see it. No blockers for me today, except I'm a little bit nervous. Thank you.
Great. Next up, Tommy.
Go. So what did I achieve yesterday? Yesterday we ran through our presentation. It looks really good, but a little bit of extra practice always helps. What are you doing today? I'm going to drink 20 cups of coffee, nail this presentation, and then afterwards we'll get started with our next project. Smash Agile or Crash Agile? Don't know. We'll figure that one out. As for blockers, I have no milk in my fridge and I need it for those coffees, so I better go restock. I think I was the slowest there.
Thanks, guys. As you can see, our stand-up provided more structure. It prevented people from talking over each other and kept things quick and organised. It aims to solve the common problems of disengagement, interruptions, and lack of organisation while helping new users run a successful stand-up session.
At this point, as a user, I'm given some brief stats about my meeting, such as the total meeting time, as well as who was the fastest and who was the slowest participant in the meeting. It looks like Tommy could definitely use those coffees.
100%.
If you are a registered user, at this point, a post request will be sent to our server that will store all of your stats ready to be displayed on your user page.
Okay, so now we'd love to run you through a retrospective. And to do this, we're going to swap user personas to a user that's been using the app for a slightly more extended period of time. I'll click on the login button, which will take me to Auth0, where I can log in with a regular account or choose to use single sign-on with a Google account. I'll just log in with Google, and this will take me straight to the user page.
So on this page, you can see that the users presented with the stats about their meetings, total retros and stand-ups, and there's also a graph to display the amount of time that's been spent in meetings within the last week. So the graphs are updated dynamically, and the user can also select specific days in which to view individual meetings. Our statistics feature can help to collect and analyse how efficient the meetings have been and the team's input as well. This can help you to see their engagement and help to identify and drive any future Agile coaching.
Great, so now let's run through a retrospective together. I'll click on the retro tool from the nav bar. Again, just like our stand-up tool, I can review some brief instructions before getting started, and then I can navigate to the next step. At this point, I can pick between being a facilitator or a participant, but do note that in order to be a facilitator, you need to be registered and to be logged in with your account. For today, I'll pick facilitator, and you can see that my name is helpfully pre-filled in this field. I can also give my meeting a descriptive title, so let's call this Final Presentation. Nice. I can also pick the type of retrospective I'd like to run. We have quite a few options, but for today, let's go for Mad, Sad, and Glad. And I can enter a time limit for this retrospective. Let's keep it at 15 minutes, which is our default. Now I can single click here to copy the link to the clipboard. And this is the link that the team can use to join the session. I'll just paste this in my team's Slack channel and start the retrospective. And while they're joining, let's have a look at what things look like on their end. When they enter the link, they will be taken automatically to the third step, where they can fill in their name if they're a guest, or their name will be automatically populated if they're already logged in. You can see they've just started to log in now. And we can keep track of all participants with the connected participants section. And a helpful timer, again, helps us ensure that the retrospective is running on time.
Our tool solves the problem of team members speaking over each other. They have the freedom to express themselves without the pressure of speaking in front of a group, and their points are noted for everyone to see. Socket.io allows users to collaborate in real time. Our backend also updates our database with each change, ensuring that no data is lost, even if all meeting participants disconnected.
The cards help with the repetition of the same points, and the like buttons allow the user to agree or disagree with the points that have been made. This allows the facilitator to improve the teamwork and help with the planning for the next sprint or day.
So when you're finished with the retrospective, you can just click the finish button, which will post your data to the database, similar to the stand-up. And again, you will see on your screen now a finished page. It shows a little bit of some stats about the meeting, total time, and the total number of cards, etc., etc. But if we navigate back to our user page, we can see the total amount of retros run has been updated, if you took note of what it was before anyway. And that's our demo, so thank you for watching.
So now I'll take you through some of our front-end tech stack. For our application, we chose React as it's currently one of the most widespread web frameworks. We also considered React Native, but we decided against this as our platform is intended for use mainly in the browser. Thanks to Material UI's reusable components, we were able to build features and views very quickly, and we even extended these with some custom CSS. We hosted our front end on Netlify, which was set to automatically deploy our main branch, which made it very quick and easy for us to deploy our product, even in its early stages of development, helping us get immediate feedback.
And for our backend, we chose Express, Node.js, and MongoDB. We decided to use a non-relational database so that we would have more freedom from strict data structures and store data as objects. It would ensure less data converging between the front and back end. This gave us the flexibility to handle diverse data types and be prepared to scale accordingly to our data storage needs. Similar to Netlify, Heroku's automatic deployment allowed us to quickly release new features. Deployment notifications also helped us to ensure build success, improving the overall availability of our app. And for testing, we used Cypress because it allows us to perform end-to-end integration and unit tests. This ensured our key components were built to spec and our user flow was consistent. As you can see, Cypress is running a test for our front end to ensure all links and cards are rendering as intended.
Awesome stuff. So I'll walk you through our journey, which began with figuring out exactly what the problem was. So naturally, we started with some research. Once we had our feedback and using the brief we were given, we made a list of all the problems that were reported from our research. And then using Trello and ideation, we all contributed to the dreamer, the realist, and the critic phases to narrow down some of our solutions. As a team, we considered which solution directly fixed the problem and which ones were less relevant, and we pushed those to the side for a later date. So once we'd created our initial idea for our app, we began to plan out which work we should prioritize using Jira. And this is how we organized our first week-long sprint. During this sprint, we designed and planned the first iteration of our product, where our solutions are always being guided by the user stories we mentioned earlier. So our designs evolved through multiple iterations, from fat marker sketches, which were just very rough, all the way through to interactive Figma designs, which you can see on your screen right now. We worked from these designs throughout our project to structure our product to make sure that it always stayed true to the initial designs.
And working in an agile manner, we held daily stand-ups to ensure that all the team knew which section we were on and how it was progressing. And it helped us to remove any blockers quickly and efficiently as well. So we also held retrospectives and demonstrations to keep improving our workflow. And then we could solve any issues and avoid repeating them across the project. Once we'd finished our sprint, we held a sprint retrospective and collected any user feedback that we could get. And we used that to help us to plan the next sprint. And we discussed what we'd done well, what we still needed to develop, and how we could perform better as a team. We kept our Jira roadmap up to date so that any team member could pick up a ticket nice and quickly and see any issues that were being faced by the rest of the team as well. And continuously working together over the course of the project, it really helped us to develop individually, but more importantly, it helped us to function as a team as well.
As a management policy of our team, we wanted to ensure that each member had a chance to engage in each role within the team rather than keeping one specific project manager role. We succeeded in this by keeping continuous records of our journey as we move forward and switching roles frequently. Smooth handovers were critical, so we made sure to add any notes into the code and also on our collaborative platforms.
So to manage our project, we used Jira mainly, which helped to track our progress, to plan our sprints, and also helped to perform sprint reviews, since we had a nice list of everything we had done or maybe didn't quite get finished. We had daily stand-ups to discuss any blockers and plan for the day ahead to make sure we were always on task. And then we had a step-by-step plan. And every time we achieved any major task, we would all come back together and reconvene to merge our branches in GitHub and make sure that it was pushed up and safe. No breakages going on here. And then we could move straight on to the next step.
Indeed we did. Well, God damn it. I was going to make a joke about the breakages, but might not be appropriate for the presentation. Anyway, so I'll talk you through our, hold on, just trying to make it so that I can cut it naturally. Great. So I'll talk you through our product vision for POWAgile. We'd love to integrate even more tools onto the platform. In our next sprints, we'd focus on creating tools for sprint planning and sprint reviews as well. And we'd also love to add more features to our existing tools. So things like audio cues, additional functionality for async users to join in on retrospectives, maybe even a retrospective replay feature, and much, much more. And as the platform grows, we could even monetize our more complex tools by integrating Stripe to accept payments.
So that's it from us. We hope you enjoyed our presentation of POWAgile. And if you have any questions, do feel free to let us know. We'll be happy to answer any and all of them. Contact us on LinkedIn or anywhere else you can find us. Thank you.